I firmly believe that discovering what your core values are is the first step toward designing and living a life that is truly yours. As soon as I figured out what my values were, that noise of comparison and of shame and of guilt and of judgment and of jealousy went way, 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 way down because I know what's actually important to me. This is Bold Intentional Life, the podcast for moms who are ready to stop sleepwalking through life. Hi, I'm your host, Jessie Larson, and I know how easy it is to get caught up in the daily grind, running on autopilot, feeling overwhelmed, and wondering if this is all there is. But here, we're about taking back control, realigning with what matters most, and making every moment count. You deserve more than just going through the motions. It's time to step into a life of purpose, balance, and fulfillment, one small, impactful change at a time. Each week, we'll dive into real talk, practical tips, and empowering conversations to help you shift from just getting by to fully showing up for yourself, your family, and your dreams. No more waiting. Your bold, intentional life starts now. Welcome back to Bold Intentional Life podcast, where we focus on creating a life that feels aligned, intentional, and meaningful. And today we are diving into something very, very, very foundational: your core values. I get obsessed with core values, and I'm so excited to teach it and talk about it here. If you have ever felt overwhelmed, lost in the noise of comparison, that is a big one. Shame because of shoulds, or you're just kind of unsure about which direction in life to take, this episode is for you. We're going to break down, number one, what core values even are, why your core values matter, how you can uncover yours, and how an unlikely ally, ChatGPT, can help you in this process. So I'm going to share a super fun resource for you that you can download to help walk you through this. But let's jump in. Let's talk about why your core values matter. Your core values are like a foundation. They are the foundation for your entire life. And they also help you filter. They help you filter things through. They help you guide your decisions. They help you set your boundaries. Once you know them, they really allow you to feel more confident in the decisions that you make. And it also helps you make your decisions quicker, easier, and you just feel better about them. Without your core values and without knowing what your core values are, it is so easy to get swept up in the comparison game, in the keeping up with the Joneses game. And it's just a constant judgment of yourself, judgment of others, a comparison game. But when you are clear on your core values, you get to say no to the things that don't serve you. And better yet, you get to do it guilt free. That's why they matter. So think about a time when you felt really, really overwhelmed or stuck. When you are living out of alignment, the biggest reason why you feel out of alignment is because you're not living true to your core values. And that can be really tricky if you don't even know what the heck your core values are. You might just feel off. You might feel stuck in a rut. You might just feel drained because you're not living in alignment with your values. But if you don't know what your values are, it's really hard to live in alignment with your values, which is why I wanted to talk about this today and really get you on the train of going through this process, of going through this guide and figuring out what your core values are so that you can get back on track when you feel out of alignment. So that when those moments of envy or comparison come, so when those times when you have to make a decision and you feel stuck and you're not sure what to do, these core values can help you do that. Living out of alignment is stressful. It's overwhelming. It's frustrated. But when you know your values and when you live by them, you get to feel more peace. You get to feel more joy. You get to feel more fulfillment. And honestly, who doesn't want more of that? Okay, so then let's get practical. How do you actually figure out your core values? Now, there are many, many ways to do this. And if you Google it, many options will pop up. I've seen a ton of different ways, but I'm going to share my favorite way to figure out your core values, and it's using ChatGPT. So There's 4 things that you're going to do before we grab ChatGPT and utilize that. Number 1 is a visualization exercise. I want you to picture that we've reached the end of 2025 already, and you get to journal out how 2025 went. If everything went amazing, it went great. You achieved your goals. You lived the year how you wanted to. It was super intentional. All right. You get to write it out as if it was the perfect year. I also like to include in that just a little snippet of what an ideal week looks like. So in my life, this is an ideal week. Now, when you're doing this, it's not a perfect week. A perfect week for me includes a margarita on a beach. I realize that's not going to happen every single week. So I try to do like a very realistic week for me, but if it flows really well, if things go right, if I get done with that week and be like, this was a good week, what does that look like? Okay, so am I spending time with family? Am I pursuing creative projects? Am I learning new things? Do I have self care time? Right, all of those things that make it an ideal week, not perfect week in Mexico. So you're going to journal all this out. You can type it out, you can write it out, whatever. You're going to get to journaling. Asking yourself some other questions. Here are 3 really, really good ones to help you identify core values. Number 1 is, who do I admire and why? So think about the people that you look up to. What qualities do they have? What values do they embody that just really resonate with you and that you really admire? Ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? What strengths do I have? Because those strengths often reflect your values. And the next one is, what am I all about? Think about the things that people say about you. Are you the reliable one? Are you the creative one? Are you the compassionate one? And here's how you can make this fun is you're going to use your social media handles to help you figure this one out. You'll take your Instagram bio, plug that into ChatGPT, and that's going to help you identify some common themes. This is exactly the prompt that I gave it. I said, I want you to take a look at my Instagram profile, and based on that, help me identify what I value, what my core values are, and what I prioritize in my life. Here's my profile, and I put in the link to my profile. It spit back out. Based on the content of your profile, it appears that you value personal growth, positivity, and sharing self-improvement. It also gave me personal development, positivity, mindfulness, curiosity was another one. Now, I want you to remember as you're going through this process of identifying what your core values is have fun with the discovery part of it. And like I just said, curiosity is one of my core values. I really love it. I like diving into that. So I'm obviously going to nerd out there, but I would invite you to really lean into that discovery part and the curiosity part as you are working to identify and name your core values, to have fun with it. Have a lot of fun with this discovery process. All right. And then once you have all of that, we are going to pull in ChatGPT and put all of that information into it and ask it. Say, hey, I'm providing you with this journal entry. I would like you to identify the common themes and pick out my core values. Okay. And then you plug that in and it's going to spit something out for you. Now, once it spits that out, you can kind of like look at it, analyze it, say, this one fits. I don't know about this one. Right. You don't just have to take that as like, all right, that's it. Those are my core values. We're done. So I put this into ChatGPT, and some of the things that spit out was, based on this, the following core values and common themes are identified: family, health and fitness, connection, peace, personal growth, charity, right? It'll throw out some of these things. This is just a quick example. Common themes: daily exercise, having a conflict-free environment, delegation and teamwork of household chores, right? All of these things it can pull out. It can say family activities, self-care days, community service. All of these common themes can come out. Then from there, we can work more. But once you know, okay, these are the things that are important to me, and then you can go to a list that has all of the core values, and then you can kind of start to condense them down because a lot of them might be very similar, and we can work from there. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 examples of people who have discovered their core values. Sarah is a mom of 2 young kids. She works part-time as a graphic designer, and like a mom of 2 young kids who works part-time, she felt like she was being pulled in a million different directions. And when she went through this and reflected on her ideal week, realized that her core values were creativity, family connection, and simplicity. So then once she knew those, she now makes time for creative hobbies because she knows that that really fills up her cup and focuses on simplifying. One of the things that she focused on simplifying right away was family dinners. Now, Emily is a full-time working mom with 3 kids. And her thing is that she often felt really guilty about not being present enough, being pulled in all those different things when she was with her kids, still was thinking about work. When she was at work, was thinking about her kids. Through journaling and through this exercise of putting it all into ChatGPT, she discovered that her core values were growth, service, and quality time. Now, you can have way more than 3, but these were like the top 3 that we kind of narrowed down as the most important. Now that we know that, we're working on carving out one-on-one time with her kids for that quality time piece and doing service with her kids. So she gets to combine service opportunities with quality time. And you just get to kind of begin to craft your life with the things that are really, really important to you once you know your core values. So just a couple of examples there. I want to make this so easy for you to do because I know I've just word vomited a lot at you. To make this process super easy, I've created a free guide, How ChatGPT Can Help You Discover Your Core Values. The link is down below. Inside this guide, you will find the prompts for the visualization exercises, all the journal prompts you need. I've also included a list of common core values. There's like 100 that you can look at and be like, that's it, that's it, that's it, narrow it down. It has instructions for how to use ChatGPT and what prompts to put in to help you uncover your values, and other additional prompts to help you explore values through admiration, strengths, and social media. So you can grab that down in the link below. And if you are ready to go even deeper than this and you want some of that one-on-one help, kind of the examples that I talked about where after these moms figured out their core values, how we took that a step further and began to really craft and design their life, that is where one-on-one coaching with me comes into play. And it's one of my very favorite things where we work together to not only uncover your core values, but we begin to design a life that aligns with your values. And we begin with small shifts, with baby steps, with easy things you can begin to implement into your life so that this isn't an overwhelming process and an overhaul process for you. We all know that I'm the start small queen. That's what we do here. One of my recent clients told me that this process has really made her feel more confident, which was not really one of the goals that we set out. It was more about, hey, I need to get a handle on some of the chaos and I want to turn, chaos into calm. I want to feel more balanced, and confidence in herself and in her abilities and in her role as a mom has been a really fun like side bonus that we've gotten out of this. So that's been a lot of fun. And if that's something that you are interested in, one-on-one coaching, there is a link below, or just respond to any of the emails that I send to you every single week if you're on our email list. If you're not, there's a link below to get on that as well. And I just want to say thank you for spending your time with me today. I firmly, firmly believe that discovering what your core values are is the first step toward designing and living a life that is truly yours. I know what it's like to scroll social media and to feel like, oh, I should be doing that, or to feel envious about how someone else is doing X, Y, Z. As soon as I figured out what my values were, that noise of comparison and of shame and of guilt and of judgment and of jealousy and all of those things, that noise, I won't say it went completely away, but I will say the volume went way, 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 way down because I know what's actually important to me. You've got this. I can't wait for you to figure it out, to go on this core values discovery journey. And I want you to know that I'm here every step of the way, whether that is through one-on-one coaching, or if you just want to shoot me over a DM, you can do that. I'm at my new account on Instagram, Intentional with Jess, and I will see you next time on the Bold Intentional Life podcast.